In this video, I'm going to be going over the different types of houses you can buy as a first-time buyer and going over the different levels of freedom versus responsibilities that you will have as a buyer for each of these types of homes. Hi, thank you for watching my video. I'm Tina Divine. I am the broker and owner of Divine Real Estate. And we are going to start with the first type of house that is going to give you the most levels of freedom, and that is a single family detached home. And I stress detached home for a reason. When a house is detached, that means that there's no houses on either side of the home. There's nothing on the left and nothing on the right of the home. It's just land, and the home is in the middle of the land. And I say that this house is going to give you the most amount of freedom because you don't have any neighbors below you or above you. It's a single family home. You're the only family living in the property. There are no neighbors on the left or the right of you, or no neighbors directly on the left or right of you. So you can make as much noise as you would like. You have all the freedom in the world to redecorate, to renovate. You could change the outside of the home. You could change your windows, the color of your doors, the color of your house. You can repave your driveway. You can do whatever you like when you own a single family detached home. There's no stopping you. I mean, as long as you abide by the laws set by the state and the city in which you live. But other than that, there's nothing stopping you from doing whatever you want to do to your property. But with every freedom you have, there's also a level of responsibility. There's always a balance, right? Because life is always in balance. So with every freedom you have, there's another level of responsibility. And with owning real estate, your responsibility is twofold. You have a financial responsibility and you have a physical responsibility. So with single family detached homes, your financial responsibility is fully on you as the owner of the property. You are fully responsible for the mortgage, the insurance, the property taxes, the water and sewage bills, as well as all of the other bills that are due for the property. You have a physical responsibility of the home as well, because you have to maintain the outside of the property. No one is going to come in and tell you to clean up the inside of your home, but on the outside of your home, the city may write you a summons or a ticket for not mowing your lawn or not shoveling the snow. So the physical responsibility that you have as a homeowner is to rake the leaves and sweep and salt the sidewalks. Also, if there are cracks in the sidewalk, that is also responsibility of the homeowner. So in addition to your financial responsibility, you also have the total physical responsibility to maintaining the property. The second type of home I wanted to go over is a multifamily home. Multifamily homes are typically really popular amongst first-time buyers because most first-time buyers tend to use the FHA mortgage product, which allows a buyer to put 3.5% down, even if you have 20% down on a home. So for example, if the house is $300,000 and you have 20% to put down, which is $60,000, most first-time buyers will still elect to use the FHA mortgage product because they get to save most of their savings and only put down a small percentage to buy the house. And with the multifamily property, you also get a rental unit or multiple rental units. As an FHA buyer, you can buy a house that has one, which is a single family or condo, or 4 units, which is a building with 4 apartments. So as an FHA buyer, you can buy up to a 4-unit property. So you can have a unit for yourself and rent out the 3 other units, giving you rental income. And when you buy a multifamily house, when you buy a multifamily house, you will typically get a loan for a much larger amount than buying a single family house. With a single family house, the mortgage company is going to base the full financial responsibility of the home on your income alone. When you buy a multifamily house, they base the amount that they're willing to loan you on your income plus the rental income, the potential rental income that you can get from the units. So when it comes to the financial responsibility of a multifamily house, you have less of a financial responsibility because you get the rental income that will help you pay the mortgage, taxes, insurance, water and sewage, and all the other bills you may have for the particular property. Also, the physical responsibility may be shared as well with your tenants. It depends on your agreement, on your rental agreement with your tenants, but you can find tenants that are willing to help you shovel snow. You may have tenants that have a green thumb and are willing to help you mow the lawn and plant flowers and make the front and the back of the house a little more presentable. Your tenants may also sweep and rake leaves because they live there and they want to live in a place that's clean and well kept as well. So your physical and your financial responsibility for a multifamily house is much less than it is for a single family house. Now, as far as your freedoms have also been reduced when you live in a multifamily house. Unlike living in a single family house when you're the only family living in that house, you can make as much noise as you like. Your children can play and bounce balls and run up and down stairs, all that, for as much as you can tolerate. But when you live in a multifamily house and you have tenants living either below you or above you, there has to be a certain level of consideration given to their enjoyment of their apartment. So if you have young children who like to run and bounce balls, that may not be allowed, or maybe that may have to be cut short when you have a tenant and your tenant wants to sleep, or your tenant just wants to enjoy some peace and quiet in their own home. So your freedom as a homeowner has been intruded upon when you have a tenant. Like, you just don't have maximum freedom when you live in a multifamily house. But on the flip side, you also don't have the full financial responsibility or the full physical responsibility of maintaining a property when you have a multifamily property. Last but not least, condos, co-ops, and townhouses. I grouped them all together because they kind of fall all in the same line. Most people think that it's easy, or most people look at condos the way they look at apartments, but what they don't know is that it's much harder to finance a condo, co-op, or townhouse than it is to finance a single family house. So when it comes to your financial responsibility on a condo or co-op is much more than it is on a single family house. And the reason for that is the homeowners association fee. When you buy a single family or a multifamily house, you are responsible for the physical maintenance of the property. When you buy a condo or co-op or a townhouse, there is a homeowners association that is responsible for the outside of the home. So they're responsible for shoveling the snow, raking leaves, cutting the grass, salting down the sidewalks. You pay the homeowners association a fee every single month for this maintenance. This maintenance fee is in addition to your mortgage, your property taxes, and your insurance. That's what makes buying a condo, co-op, or townhouse a little more difficult, because the financial responsibilities is only based on one income, because it's just one single unit. So your income has to be enough to cover your mortgage, your insurance, your taxes, plus this extra homeowners association fee. Also, many condos, co-ops, and townhouses are not FHA or VA approved, meaning you will have to get either a private loan or a conventional loan with 20% down. And for many home buyers, they don't want to spend all of their savings just on their down payment, Plus, they have this mortgage, insurance, taxes, and the homeowners association fee that they have to pay every single month. So owning a condo can actually cost you a lot more money than owning a single family house, and definitely cost you more money than owning a multifamily house. Now, in terms of your freedoms, when you live in a condo, co-op, or townhouse, your freedoms are much lower than they are in a single family or a multifamily property, because you're living amongst a lot of other people. When you live in a condo, most likely there's going to be someone below you, to the left of you, to the right of you, and above you. So if you like to play your music really loud, that might be frowned upon living within a community. If you like to play music loud in your car while you're doing some work on your car, that might be frowned upon in the community. If you want to have parties in your backyard, if you even have a backyard, that might be frowned upon within the condo community. There's a book that you will get when you buy a condo, and it has all of the bylaws that you have to abide by. So it's basically a book of do's and don'ts when you own a condo. And when you break those do's and when you break those bylaws, there are consequences. So on top of you owning your own unit, you now have to live by this book of bylaws that you could be charged a fine if you don't abide by these laws. So living in a condo, co-op, or townhouse has its pluses and its minuses. The pluses are it's very low maintenance. You don't have to ever shovel snow. You don't have to worry about a roof. You don't have to worry about any leaks or anything that can happen within your apartment, because most of that stuff will be covered by your homeowners association. But you also don't have any freedom to redecorate. You can't knock down walls. You can't add walls. You can't maybe add a bathroom. These are things that anything that you want to do to your unit, although you own your unit, you still have to go through the homeowners association, and they could reject your request. So your freedoms are definitely much lower than they are if you were to buy a single family home or multifamily home. When you live in a condo, you also cannot change anything on the outside. You can't change the colors. You can't change your door. You can't change your windows. Everything has to stay looking the same because it's within a community, and they want everything to be uniform within that community. I hope that this information is enlightening. If you have any questions, comments, or concerns, please leave them in the comment box below. If you're in need of a real estate agent, I am available. Definitely don't hesitate to reach out. Thank you, and I'll talk to you soon.